Hello and welcome to UOG Sport TV, where we're live from Oxtal Sports Park to bring you Matchday 7 of the Bucks 2022-2023 netball season. Today it's UOG against Cardiff as 5th versus 6th in the Southern Premier Division. Head to head last week. Gloucestershire suffered a 60-35 loss on Matchday 3 to Cardiff, where today they have the best chance of breaking their duct as they still remain without a win. I'm here today with my co-commentator Ollie Darcy. Ollie, how are you today, mate?
I'm good, thank you, Matt. Nice to be here again after watching them against Hearts 2 weeks ago, and yeah, hopefully they can find that elusive win that they've not been able to find all season, but things do seem to be trending upwards, and yeah, hopefully they find that win for them.
Well, I'll give you the team news now for Gloucestershire. Goalkeeper is Lucy Kirby. Goal defence, Millie Pittaway. Wing defence, Amy Caphorn. Centre is Liv Bath. Wing attack, Millie Bomroff. Goal attack, Jess Knock. And goal scorer, Tia Davies. Ollie, looking at that team, is that good enough to win today?
I'd like to think so. They've got the core squad there. They are missing Jane Taylor, though, who was around last week and was there for the game against Hearts. England uni player for netball, so she will be a big miss. So a bit of changing around, but what I like the look of is the 3 subs that we have. We didn't see that against Hearts 2 weeks ago, and we didn't see that last week. They only had 1 on the bench against Cardiff Met. So hopefully that plays into the hands of Gloss. But again, that team, I've got all the confidence that they can put up a really good fight today.
Yeah, as you said, 3 members of the bench. The past few weeks, basically all season has only been 1, and that has been a struggle as it got into the 3rd and 4th quarters. But as subs this week, we've got Kia Hunter, Nina Brown, and Alice Patterson, who played for the seconds last week. She's got moved up. Looking at the team as well, Tia Davies was actually the goalkeeper last week against Cardiff Met. Completely changing position today for goal scorer. Obviously, Jess Knock moves out the team. Sorry, she's moved down to goal attack. Obviously, Jane Taylor out. There's quite a few changes in personnel, in positions, but as you said, the base team is there. And you just want to run through the Cardiff team, as we do have that today.
Yes. So yeah, the team news for Cardiff, their goalkeeper is Sarah Stapley. Goal defence is Karis Evans. Wing defence, Ellie. I can't read. Where is that? Ellie Jupp. There you go. Centre is Vicky Booth. Wing attack is Nadine Baird. Goal attack is Zoe Stapley, and goal shooter is Nancy Cootie. So nice to have a team to commentate on after 2 weeks ago against Hearts, where we were just naming them by positions. So hopefully we can put position to names today. But yeah, that's going to be a challenging team, I'm sure. They've got a lot of players on the bench as well, another big squad that UAG are going to have to come up against.
Yep, you say that. Obviously 2 weeks ago Hearts had they had a bit more energy in the 3rd and 4th quarter due to having more subs on the bench today. For Cardiff, we've got Caddy Enoch, we've got Catherine Roy, Imi Molloy and Macy Morgan, as well as Rose Orgill as well. So they got 4 on the bench. That's a squad of 11 that's travelled from Cardiff today from Wales across the bridge. Obviously we've talked about Gloucestershire having more subs than normal. We got a look though earlier this season, the 35-60 loss away in Cardiff. That was at the time their closest loss of the season. So today, surely when it's bottom versus second bottom in the league, we've got to be seeing Gloucestershire taking advantage of this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's, if you're going by on paper, if you're looking at the table, this is Gloucester's best opportunity to gain their first points, their first 3 points of the season. Well, first points, and hopefully their first win. Their game against their loss to Cardiff. Here is lost to Cardiff. As you say, 60-35. It was their closest loss out of their first 3 games, and I'm sure they're going to run them even closer this time with more time playing together, stronger bench, etc. As you see, as we commentated over the Hearts game, it was their, I think, their best performance from paper. Watching them, they put a huge amount of fight in, and I'm sure they'll be doing the same today, no doubt.
100%. We were here 2 weeks ago to watch Gloucestershire lose to Hearts, but we have got 2 more live streams coming up before the Christmas break. That's on the 7th of December as UOG third team play against Cardiff's 5th. So a rematch of today. Then on the 14th of December at 4 o'clock we have UOG versus Exeter. It's nice to see them playing a few games. Obviously, they as some may know, had a few fixtures cancelled, as scheduling was a bit odd for them. So they have actually played 4 games now this season. And if you want to run through the league table at the moment, Ollie, it's a bit of grim looking for Gloucester at the moment.
Yeah, it's not the best. I mean, we are a small uni, and we are in a team with big unis and big names. So Bath, top of that division, 21 points out of 7 games. That's clean sweep, I believe. That is all 7 wins. Yep. Hearts, Hertfordshire, who Gloss played 2 weeks ago, 15 points from 6 games.
So only losing to Bath.
Only losing, yes.
Clearly there is absolute quality of what we are playing this season.
And I do believe they are playing today as well. So a top of the table clash down in Hertfordshire. So that will be quite a game, I'm sure. Cardiff Met, who Gloss played last week, who unfortunately they lost to 65-28. They've hit a very good run of form of late. They've played 6, now on 7 points after a slowish start, but now they're picking up some speed. And Exeter, only 4 games played, 6 points. So Cardiff, 4 points, 7 played, and obviously Gloss 0.6 played. But hopefully that 0 points do change today.
Yep, as you did touch on the fixture today in the Premier South Division, Gloss versus Cardiff. That's 5th versus 6th. First versus 2nd as Bath go against Hertfordshire, and Cardiff Met versus Exeter for 3rd versus 4th. Is beautifully put for the numbers.
Yeah,
but as you can see, a massive game at the top of the table. If Hearts get a win there, it's looking very tight. And if Gloss can get a win here, then we can pull ourselves off the bottom of the table maybe next week or the week after. Yeah,
all 3 games have got big implications. I mean, Hearts, if they can pull a win out, they put the cat amongst the pigeons with the in the league table. Bath, if they get a win, they really solidify themselves as the top team. A key middle of the table battle with Exeter and Cardiff Met to show who is really best of the rest. And then, of course, this is a big game at the bottom of the table, especially for Gloss. Can they find that win? Can they find those elusive points?
That is it. We have a bumper crowd compared to last 2 weeks ago here. That might be because there are no other netball games going on today for University of Gloucestershire. But as the fans and the players are still on the court waiting to see what's actually happening. I thought we were meant to be starting a few minutes ago, but that's fine. I'll run you through last week's scores for University of Gloucestershire in the netball. Obviously the first team we've touched on lost 28-65 to Cardiff Met. Second team at 22-46 lost to Swansea second. Our thirds lost 16-76 to Cardiff Met's 4th team. But the 4th team bringing us some luck for 48-37 win over Bath Spa's second. And as you said, in the matchday squad for Gloucestershire today, we've got Alice Patterson, who was in that second team's loss last week. Look, it's going to be a fun day today. It's maybe a bit more warming ups ready. Last week we had a delayed start by, about 45 minutes. Hopefully not as large a
long old delay. I think it's, again, the refs who do a brilliant job every week, it must be said. But again, as it was 2 weeks ago, if you were with us, they were a bit late. And it seems like they are today, so teams just getting in another warm-up. I just want to mention about the crowd. We've also had some really good sporting events for UOG outside today on the Astro turf outside of Plot Court. So it's really been a nice sporting event today, and all the teams around the UOG supporting everyone. So really nice to see.
Yeah, that's a great thing to touch on. As walking into the Oxtel Sporting Arena, there was a number of people, and I say a number, a lot more than just there's quite a lot of people on the rugby court. I believe it was rugby pitch playing earlier. We'll try and find out the score of that to give that to you. But again, as the probably 3rd or 4th warm-ups for these girls is carrying on, we'll just talk to you about the other streams. As I've noticed, 7th of December at 3:30, which is about earlier kickoff than what we have today, is Gloucestershire 3rds versus Cardiff 5ths. And the 14th of December at 4 o'clock, so later, is UOG's 1st team versus Exeter's 1st team carrying on. Look, 6 games, 6 losses for Gloss. It's hard for a mentality to carry on through this, but they've got to be as strong as they were in the first 2 quarters against Hertfordshire 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, those first 2 quarters, it was it was anybody's game. They were pushing Hearts really close, and who are second in the league. So it shows the ability and the togetherness this team has, and they can put some really good netball together and challenge those top teams. It's just cementing that throughout all 4 quarters, isn't it? I mean, it is tough for the teams that they come up against, the size of the teams, but there is potential there. Like you said, those first 2 quarters have been bright spark.
Yeah, the first 2 quarters were absolutely electric pace, really up and down, almost a goal for goal, really. I think Gloucestershire went in at half-time maybe 4 behind, and then
they were 1 or 2 goals behind for some parts of the second quarter. They were pushing Hearts really close, but as I said, just slipped away from them in those third and fourth quarters. So that's something that I'm sure they would have been working on, and sure they want to rectify.
That's something that will hopefully be rectified, as we've seen that the game almost fizzled out for Gloucestershire in the third and especially the fourth quarter, as Hertfordshire extended their lead to quite a decent number. 3 on the bench. Hopefully we'll be able to see the rotation and high energy levels throughout the whole hour that we're here on the court. Again, just a shout out to everyone sat on you should be able to see them on your camera, sat on the benches underneath what we'll call the very slow scoreboards. If you were here 2 weeks ago, it does take quite a long time for it to update, and sometimes we might not have the perfect scores, but we should be able to keep up with you today. We've got our pens and papers out, noting down everything that's going to happen today, just in case. The umpires just signalled 2 minutes till the start, so hopefully.
While we've got those 2 minutes, I do have an update from games that have been played on the Astro Prop Court. So 2 rugby games. Women's rugby did play first. A little varsity match-up before varsity. They played Worcester this afternoon. Unfortunately, they just got edged out 30-20, but it was a back-and-forth game. There were tries scored left, right and centre for both teams. The women just coming up short, unfortunately. The men currently playing Hartbury as we speak. I believe they are down... they're down 12-0 at the moment, 19-0 at the moment, but still all to play for, early days in that first half. So if you're around, if you want to watch this, or if you're around in Gloucester and want to come down and support, get down here. Nothing better, really. Yeah,
there's plenty enough time if you're around Gloucester to come down to at least Oxford to watch the netball, if not the rugby. I know I think there's football on later tonight as well. But look, you mentioned rugby men's losing currently to Hartbury. The catchment area around here is mainly for Hartbury's rugby. Their women's team are excellent. The men's team are very good as well as for netball, really. Hartbury Uni take quite a lot of, and Worcester take quite a lot of netball players. So hopefully, as the girls are now, I believe, having their final team talk before, and they get into their huddles, we should be able to get going in about a minute's time.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Last minute coaching, as you see from UOG and from Cardiff as well. Last minute pointers. But everyone seemingly ready. Crowd almost buzzing. It's pretty packed, isn't it?
More people arriving through the doors. Having to add extra benches on the far side there to get as many people in as possible. Hopefully they won't be having to come around this side, because you don't know what happens with university students sometimes. Varsity, I know that some microphones were stolen for a quick bit for them to have their moment of fame. But is there any changes that you would make last minute, or has the plan got to be stuck together?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? You always want to have a look at what the other team are doing during warm-ups and see what they're planning on doing. But you probably want to stick with what you do best, don't you? And go from there. So I think we'll see pretty much game plans from both teams, but they take their positions, and we are finally ready to go.
As the umpire just runs the ball into the middle towards Liv Bath to start off the game. The whistle plays and we're off. Bath.
Moving the ball really nicely to start.
Good interception there from the defence of Cardiff, but Gloucestershire have the ball with Jess Knock. And that's excellent work by, I believe that was Millie Bath there, winning the ball back on the sprint back over to her own half of the court. Watching this, it's Gloucestershire shooting from right to left. obviously left to right for Cardiff. And
Yeah,
there's a whistle blown there.
Gloss in their dark blue, and Cardiff wearing some light blue bibs over their black and red uniforms.
Tia Davies here with the ball towards Amy Catbourne. There's Liv Bath on the ball, but rebounds straight back into her hands.
Liv Bath getting some early touches there. Millie Bombroff now trying to find some space.
Patient build up here from Gloss, trying to find the gaps here in the opening minute.
There, they find the gap there. Stout Cardiff defence to start, but just knock. Just misses. Thinks she will get
a free throw for Jess Knock to have a second attempt at this go, and she goes short under the basket, and that is a good goal from Tia Davies, who opens the scoring for Gloucestershire.
Yeah, nice intricate play there from Jess Knock, who was player of the match, I do believe, for EuroG last week, and then lost to Cardiff. She'll be someone they will be leaning on. But
good moves by Cardiff there, who reply instantly. Might not be as electric start as we saw 2 weeks ago against Hertfordshire, but to be fair, a patient build-up is it's working so far for Gloucestershire. One shot on the net, and they've got one goal.
Oh, just mishandled there from Tia Davis. Have to give her a bit of leeway. Obviously, moving from goalkeeper to goal shooter, very different positions for her. But she's already got the first goal. But a second goal there straight away for that is Nancy Cootie, I do believe, the Cardiff goal shooter. She is.
Cardiff taking the lead here 2-1, and there's a few whistles blown. And I believe that's a free for Cardiff. Yeah, out onto this near hand side to Nancy Cootie again, who's going to have a simple shot under the basket for 3-1. Gloucestershire 2.5 minutes into the game, trail 3-1, but nothing to be concerned about so far. We've looked decent.
Yeah, no, long way to go in this game. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Liv Bath, who did miss out last week, seemingly struggling, well, starting to struggle against Nancy Cootie. That height advantage again that we saw against Hertfordshire does play a big difference inside under the net.
It almost seemed a bit unfair against Hertfordshire. There's probably about 6 inches of difference in the height, but this is a bit more equal as Tia Davies goes in, thrust 3-2.
Lovely shot from Tia Davis.
Had to hold the breath there a bit. The whistle went, she had the shot, and it came off the rim. So,
yeah, taking all the advantages possible, but again, Cootie
for her fourth,
nice,
and she gets it.
They reinstate their 2-point lead to Cardiff. Already 3.5 minutes gone. Time flying by.
That's an interception there for Cardiff, who get the turnover. That's their second of the game so far. Can Gloucestershire win the ball back?
Oh,
as centre plays it to Cootie, and there was contact, so she's going to get a free shot right under the basket. And that's 5 from 5 from Nancy Cootie so far.
Yeah, she doesn't look like she's missing any of those easy shots today, does she? She's looking in very fine nick.
So excellent work on defence there from Gloucestershire's wing defence.
Commentator's curse there, she as Cootie with a loose pass there, but another almost picked up by Millie Bombroff. Just couldn't haul in the loose ball. A couple of those long balls up from EuroG that have been intercepted.
I mean, we saw in the opening passage of play, it was neat, it was tight, it was neat, it was calculated going back into their own half a little bit. I think maybe not to rush attacks, as we're 2-6 down at the moment.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's plenty of time. EuroG finding space. Cardiff have been able to find space attacking too. That's lovely play.
Excellent handwork to get the score to 6-3. That was just not with the
yeah. She's someone that EuroG will look to go for the go-to girl. I think.
Obviously missing out on Jane Taylor today, the star of what we called the Gloucestershire's team, obviously in England's Netball University team last summer. Look, she's missing, so attack might not be as clinical, but so far we've seen, I think, 4 chances and 3 scored so far for Gloucester.
As you were saying, there's a little bit more patient build-up from what we saw 2 weeks ago against Hearts from Gloucester, as we'll get a re-go. As you were saying, patient build-up might be the way to go. Oh, unlucky bounce there from Davies. But Cardiff move that ball so quickly, don't they?
That was 2 passes. You can see they're leaving their 3 attacking players right up on that to the limit they can go. So it's just 1 pass and there's a counter-attack straight away, and that's another goal for Cardiff.
Zoe Stately there. First different scorers. Cootie had 7 of their first 7. Good interception there. Can they bring down this deficit? Down 5 at the moment. 8:45 left in this first quarter.
In towards the centre now, and that would be a free for Gloucester. 3-8 on the score of 8.5 minutes of the first quarter to play, and that's some decent space for the Shants. And it's an excellent block, but the ball found its way back into the net.
It's a lovely finish from Jess Knock there, gathering her own rebound, and it looks like Gloss have the start, so perfect time to bring the game back. Oh, brilliant defence there from the goalkeeper Sarah Stapley.
I think we might have seen a few more interceptions and turnovers in this opening 7 minutes than we did in the whole game against Hertfordshire for both teams.
Yeah, it's a little bit more scrappier, but it's a fast-paced game, especially from Cardiff side of things. They're really going for it on the attacking front. Something that interested me last attacking possession for Cardiff was Gloss dropped 2 players onto Cootie. They're only 1 person. You see, it's pretty easy for her. Maybe that's the way to go. Put 2 people on her to put her under pressure, because last time that happened, we were able to stop her.
It's an unforced error there from Gloucestershire. It's just making sure that these don't slip into the game more and more for the side in blue. The Rams obviously are still trying to find their first win of the season. It's at bottom of the Premier Southern Division. And Cootie with another goal for Cardiff as they go 11-4 up with 7 minutes of the first quarter remaining.
I believe she scored 10, now 11 of their 12 points. I think it's pretty clear what their game plan is, but UOG can't really find anything to stop it.
It's almost a robotic action she makes as the turnover happens again as Cardiff win their 4th turnover of the match. She gets the ball, the same action every time, and she wins it there again against Lucy Kirby, and that's 12.
Unfortunately, Lucy Kirby, who hasn't played goalkeeper in the last 2 games, she's got a tough old test here with Cootie at goal shooter. She looks like she knows what she's doing. And Cardiff know what they're doing in attack.
In the goal scoring 3rd there for Cardiff, but they do miss the shot. That's their first missed shot of the game. That was their 5th.
Yeah, 6:10 left in this first, and that's their first missed shot. They've been
ruthless.
Ruthless is the right word, that's it.
Nancy Cootie has been excellent under the basket so far in this game. Just communicating there with her goal attack.
Such has been their ruthlessness. They've opened up that 9-point lead with 5:50 left in this first quarter. It's been pretty dominant for Cardiff, unfortunately, for UOG, but can they reel off a few goals to make this scoreline more favourable?
As we were mentioning that 2 weeks ago, Hertfordshire, excellent team in this division. It was very, very tight. It was almost goal for goal in the first 2 quarters. Bit of a different game so far against Cardiff, but there's obviously plenty enough time to get back into it, and there's another goal there for Gloucester.
Yeah, Just Knock again, doing what she does best, scoring those goals, getting in open positions. But as we were saying before the game, they've had a lot of change, especially just from last week. I mean, missing Jane Taylor, 3 different players in different positions. Tia Davies moving from keeper to goal shooter. So it's always going to be tough for the girls, especially against a team like Cardiff, big university. No, thought that Amy
Just to mention that Cardiff haven't had the best season so far. 7 games played, 1-1. Got that unbelievable 43-all draw against their local rivals Cardiff Metropolitan Uni. Obviously have lost all the other games. Most recent game was last week when they lost 40-62.
Time out, so Lucy Kirby checks out, as does Amy Caphorn.
There's a few changes there.
No changes. So sorry.
Liv Bath comes
out. So Liv Bath and Lucy Kirby out.
Just seeing, gonna see if we get some confirmation on who's just come on there. We've got the names, not the faces, over here on the commentary desk. So might be a bit of a fun guess. Keeper comes in straight away to put pressure on.
Bit of miscommunication there. New keeper leaving Cootie unmarked under the basket. That is something you definitely do not want to do. The form that Cootie's been in to start.
It's been electric. We've seen both times we've been here on UOGTV as a fan gets knocked in the face by the loose ball. The opposition forwards have had unbelievable shooting accuracy throughout the 4 quarters against Hertfordshire. It was unbelievable. I think they only missed 4 shots in the whole game, and I think 3 of them came rebound goals anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think Hearts definitely have been. Hearts were very good 2 weeks ago. Gloucester were brilliant 2 weeks ago as well. I mean, Cardiff, I think they've missed 1 shot, and we've got 3:35 left in this first quarter. I mean, they've been formidable.
The lead is extended to 11 at 16-5 so far here on UOG Sport TV. As Nancy Cootie gets her, we've lost count already in the first quarter of how many points she's scored for her team today.
Probably 15, 16. Something like that. She's been the only one scoring the goals for her.
But it's okay, so whistle's blown, and so contact there? I think so.
Gloucester able to move the ball forward via the ref's whistle. Oh, misplaced pass, unfortunately.
It's great to see even more people still streaming in. The game's almost at the end of its first quarter, 12 minutes in, with 3 minutes of the first quarter remaining. They're still streaming into the Oxford Sports Arena to see. It's genuinely probably about a room for 4 more people. You can see them jamming themselves into the corner there as Cardiff, Cootie finds space and scores. But look, it's 5-18 at the moment to Cardiff with 2.5 minutes of the first quarter left. We've seen some monumental comebacks in sport before. World Cup going on at the moment. Saudi Arabia beat Argentina yesterday, and Japan have beaten Germany today, being 1 goal behind. Yeah. So hopefully we can see it'll be a monumental comeback for Gloucester already from this position with 2 minutes of the first quarter still to play at 5-18 down. But you know,
yeah, there's plenty of time for Gloucester to make a charge. I mean, make this more competitive. I mean, down 13, they could make it down to single digits perhaps, and then it's anyone's game. I mean, Cardiff have been fantastic in attack, but serve UOG just missed there from Jess Knock. But a brilliant interception, fantastic, and Gross can hit right back. Knock. Great hands by Davies.
Just stayed in for the shot for Tia Davies. Left of the basket, that's in. 6-18 at the moment.
That was really nice from UOG. Nice hustle as well to get the interception. So that they'll definitely need to claw this deficit back.
The opening play of the game showed patience and creativity from Gloucester, and I think they may have just tried to refine that spell in the past few minutes here. Obviously that last basket was excellent, and this one, that's the 7th pass of this move, 8th pass, and just over the final pass.
Just a little miscommunication there, but again, moving the ball nice with some fluidity. But look at that, I mean, 4 passes and already 5th pass for Cardiff. They are moving at an electric rate down the court, aren't they?
That does seem the problem for Gloucester at the moment. If they can maybe cut out that first or second pass, they seem confident, but the second that it gets anywhere in their own half of the court, it's one ball up to Nancy Cootie, who's there again under the basket for her umpteenth goal of the first quarter with 25 seconds left. It is 6-20 to Cardiff University.
Yeah, once Cardiff get going and attack, they're seemingly impossible to stop.
Good interception there, but it'll be from the back line for Gloucester. The last stack of the game is 5 seconds left. They need to put that shot in now. And They'll get the chance to have the shot as the buzzer's off from distance.
Ooh, another shot, another chance for Davies here.
Excellent.
Lovely.
And that is the end of the first quarter here at Oxford. It's currently University of Gloucestershire 7, University of Cardiff 20. We were talking before the game, there was unbelievable pace in the first 2 quarters against Hertfordshire, and that's maybe not been seen so far in this quarter.
Yeah, I think Gloss maybe a little bit slower, perhaps, than they were against Hearts. I mean, they were electric against Hearts. I mean, they're a little bit more patience, which has been good, I think. But maybe they're trying one pass too many. I mean, there've been a few more interceptions, a few more loose passes, which is not what they want to see. I mean, on the other hand, Cardiff, I mean, their attack has been, I think, faster than Hearts were a couple of weeks ago when we were commentating. 4 or 5 passes and they're already under the basket with a pretty simple shot for Kuti, who has been their main goal scorer.
Their star so far in this first quarter. As we have a tiny little break here, it's a good time to tell you what is coming up on UOG Sport TV. On the 7th of December at 3:30 we have University of Gloucestershire's 13 versus Cardiff's 15. So a kind of replay of today's fixture in the netball. And on the 14th of December we have at 4 o'clock this University of Gloucestershire's first team against Exeter's first team. That'll be a big game as well. But also a note out to a score update on the rugby. Is there anything coming up?
There is half-day men. The lads got to half-time, 19-0, so kept Hart pretty quiet for the last 10-15 minutes. But there's all to play for in that game. So if you're around, as I said, get out, support the boys for the second half, as they have got everything to play for against a very good uni in Hartpury. Fantastic team, fantastic setup there. They are challenging.
For those who might be seeing the scoreline at the end of the first quarter being 7-20, there's still 45 minutes to play and a lot of netball to happen. But if it isn't today for Gloucestershire, they still have a few fixtures remaining this season. On the 30th of November, they are at home to Bath here at Oxtals, and on the 14th of I believe that's 14th of December, they are playing here at home against Cardiff Met. Obviously, just a little bit better at the moment in the league for Cardiff Met compared to their Welsh counterparts here, Cardiff, but that should be another very tight game.
Yeah, as you said, Cardiff Met playing Exeter today as well, so we'll be interested to see how the league shapes up after these fixtures. As we said earlier in the stream, Hearts and Bath, top 2 teams playing against each other, so it will be interesting to see how the table shapes up. But can Gloss find their way back into this game and at least win this second quarter? That'll be something that's very plausible for them, and that will give them a big boost.
The main thing to do is try and cut out Nancy Kuti from getting the ball in those sorts of positions, as that is what she can do for hour long in the
game. As you say that, straight away, straight to route 1 ball, right up to Kuti. Some nice passing though. Gloss have been dishing the ball out really nicely, passing it round.
It seems a bit more of a considered approach to 2 weeks ago against Hertford, where that's an interception there for Cardiff. Yeah, it was more of a considered approach so far today.
I think so. But I think that's also a testament to the defence that Cardiff have been putting out as well. I mean, they were passing it round patiently, which Gloss have been doing well, but they've just been they haven't found many open people. Gloss, I mean, Cardiff have been fantastic in defence. But again, Nancy Kuti just cannot be stopped.
Gloucester coach there holding up her. Oh, the ball hits the commentary table. It's lucky not to be hit there. Yeah, the Cardiff coach lifting up her what seemingly green tactics sheet, seemingly trying to give some information. Nancy Kuti has just missed a shot. Please record that so everyone can understand that she has missed in her career. Hopefully a few more of those for Gloucester on her way.
I think that is genuinely her first miss that wasn't a retake. So, but they got the ball back and they finished it anyway.
So that's an excellent take from Nancy Cootie there, who's shot. She's missed again, but I think she's going to get the rebound in this time. Yes, she does.
Yeah, just settling down. I think her height and her lateral jumpers being the key for her. She can get far off the ground. That has caused all sorts of problems for UAG, but they get a quick interception. Whistle goes.
It's to be said about this UOG team is not the most physically tall team out there. We see 2 games so far, which is the height advantage has been seen as a main threat to the team so far.
Yeah, I mean, against Hearts, both goal shooters have been against Hearts and Cardiff. Both goal shooters have been using their advantage, their height advantage, to great effect. Lovely shot there from Cardiff, just extending that lead to 26-8 now. But yeah, as you were saying, height advantage is something that Gloucester don't thrive in, unfortunately, which is, I'm sure, something they would like to have at their disposal, because teams have been using that against them. But they are a fighting team, and they are fighting to the end here still. As Just Knock just overshoots that.
But they'll have another 3 shot there. Under the basket, and that is 9:26 now to Cardiff. If you're just joining us, Lucy Kirby started the game. She was taken out, roughly around the first quarter, to maybe see a tactical change in physicality and height, but so far nothing has come into fruition. And that's a nice turnover there for Gloucester. You can get the ball back and hopefully spring another attack.
Yeah, key turnover there for the girls. Make something of it. Oh, broken up really nicely though. Yeah, contact there. I believe that is from Gloss. A free in for Cootie. Oh, and another miss, but she easily picks it up and puts that in.
11 minutes left. 11 minutes left of the second quarter, so about 4 minutes in, and it's 9:27 to Cardiff. Here they have extended their lead to 18 at the moment, so maybe on the scoreboard it doesn't look too positive for Gloss, but surely on the court it does feel a bit more positive.
I think the scoreboard is a bit of an injustice. I mean, they have been fantastic in attack, have Cardiff. Gloss have struggled to stop them, as we see again. Cootie with another basket, but I think Gloss have been pretty good. Up front they've been battling hard. It's just they're coming up against a much stronger, a much taller team, unfortunately, which they're using to their advantage. Nice bit of hustle there though from the girls. Can they find their way through?
On the byline, bit of contact there, and that will be Gloucester's ball. Earlier in that move, that was their 5th turnover of the game, so you know, they are still winning the ball back quite well.
Yeah, it's a pretty even turnover battle, as I say that though. Cardiff pick it up and add to their turnover count.
That again will be given to Gloucester's way. Lead 19 at the moment, just under 10 minutes of the second quarter to play. Nice play there by Gloss. As they work it into the centre.
Nicely done, nice pass, broken up.
Millie just unable to, sorry, Tia unable to get the ball, but she has it under the basket now. The referee has
a try,
blown,
just undercooked the first shot. Oh, overcooks the second one, but gets a
obstruction
third try.
again. Third time lucky,
There
third time lucky
we go.
is indeed. That's 10 on the board now for Gloucestershire. 10-28, though the lead for Cardiff is. As they'll get to restart the game, Gloss. Nice play onto this close hand side, and more obstruction from Cardiff there.
Nicely played by Gloss, moving that ball forward nice and quickly. Just missed from Knock.
Just missing from Knock there. You said it earlier that it's a bit more scrappy than it was against Hertfordshire. Maybe that was to be expected with the bottom 2 of this group coming up against each other, but I think that there was a prime example of having 3 opportunities to net 1.
I think both these teams know how important this game is, and they are really battling against each other. They know that they know the implications that this will have on the table. Whoever can pick up some points At the moment, it looks like Cardiff will be picking up those points, but they know how important it is. They want to battle hard. They want to fight for every single point. As Cootie again gives Cardiff, I beg your pardon, a 20-point lead, 30-10 now. But in attack, both teams have looked pretty bundled over. They've looked pretty smooth going forward. Cardiff a little bit more than Gloss, but Gloss definitely having their moments. A lovely shot from Tia Davies there, finishing that basket really nicely there, adding to her goal tally.
Just to give you a bit of an update on the other matches in this, we're behind at half-time, but we're able to pull it back and win to stay unbeaten. 8 wins out of 8 this group, 47-54 against Hertfordshire.
Looks like a fantastic game down in Hertfordshire. I mean, you could tell they were the two teams that were top of the league, battling it out. It sounds like a back and forth game. You see Gloss going forward in this game. But yeah, that's a big win for Bath, who really cement themselves as the team to beat. As Tia Davies again with a lovely shot, a lovely goal. And Gloss slowly coming back here. It was 30-10, 2 unanswered goals. Oh, just the pass goes awry.
You got to think that, you know, maybe three unanswered points in a row coming up after this Nancy shooting shot.
Would you believe it goes in?
Look, you put a bit of a doubt in the heads of Cardiff if you get maybe 2 or 3 unanswered points, as we just did. I think an excellent interception by the goalkeeper winning the ball back was the only reason why we didn't get another point. So look, we understand. We understand the game's position at the moment, but it's not to say that Gloss are completely out of this, as a turnover is not one, as there is contact there.
No, they're nowhere near out of this game. I mean, they can reel off some points. They can come right back in this game. They can challenge Cardiff. Contact again.
Contact in front of us on this near hand side from the wing defence of Cardiff, which I believe is Ellie Jupp.
Just heard down from the
Cardiff coach.
Yes, Cardiff coach.
Coaching Nancy Cootie there on the sideline. Don't know what about.
I think they were calling it. They were going to ask for a timeout for Cootie to have a little break. I mean, she's been fantastic under the basket. As another goal for Gloss. They're bringing it back slowly but surely.
And that is correct. She does come off up top.
So that is Imi Malloy, I do believe, coming on in place of Nancy Cootie, but Cootie has been fantastic.
Excellent 25 minutes from Nancy Cootie, where I don't think she missed one shot. No, and the others got the rebound.
She didn't put a foot wrong really in those first 2 quarters she played in, and she's given Cardiff this big lead with 5:05 left, leading 31-13.
Amy Morley there under the basket for her first chance since coming on, and she gets it under the basket. Here now with just under 5 minutes left, 13-32 to Cardiff.
But again, it's tough on UOG. I mean, Cardiff really put in a faultless performance. As Davies is getting the hot hand here, shooting that ball really well, and a few goals to her name in this second quarter. But Cardiff have really put in a faultless performance in these first 2 quarters. I mean, attacking-wise, they've done very little wrong, as again, moving that ball with ease into that basket for another goal.
Nearing the end of the second quarter, they have only missed 2 of their shots so far. That didn't result in the rebound being scored, so you can see the quality of attack from the bench as well, as Amy Malloy's already got 2 points. As Gloucester are unable to capitalise there.
Their bench definitely seems very strong. As you say, Malloy already with 2 goals to her name after coming on just a minute. And again, she's got the space. Just undercooks that one. Bounces back. Friendly bounce off the rim.
It's great to see as well. We can hear a bit of a noise from the spectators today. It's good to see. Obviously, there hasn't been any other netball fixtures for University of Gloucester today. The first team are the main attraction, as they are always. But it's great to see. I see some basketball players over that side supporting the university sport. As on this near side, Gloucester have the ball to the centre. 2 or 3 quick plays. Back out wide. That's another interception that Cardiff cheer quite loudly. As the lead is currently 14-35 to Cardiff University. And that's another point onto their tally. There's 22-point lead at the moment, with 3 minutes of the second quarter remaining.
Another update on the men's rugby union at UOG. They are down 26 outbreak at the moment, but putting up as much as a fight as possible against a high quality Hartlepool team. And the after here at Clock Court as Cardiff again finding another bit of space and another goal.
A few unanswered points, as we said earlier. If Gloucestershire can get the unanswered points, and maybe it's a bit of casting the doubt of Cardiff, but a few unanswered points for Cardiff, and we've just seen a slight mistake. They're giving the ball straight from the centre, as Cardiff are able to add another point onto their tally.
Yeah, pretty much faultless under the basket from their goal shooting duo, whether that be Amy Malloy or Cootie in the goal shooter, or Zoe in a goal attack. And another finish there from Malloy. 40 left in this second quarter as Cardiff extend their lead to 39-40.
Gloss here under basket with another miss there for Gloss. Unlucky that decent range out for the shot.
Long goal attempt. Brilliant hands again from Malloy. Both goal shooters, whether it's Nancy Malloy or Nancy Cootie or Amy Malloy, their handling under the basket and then their finishing has just been sublime. There isn't much that can stop that.
With a minute left of the first half of this match, what has been the main? What do you think has been the main reason that Gloucester do find themselves, what's this, 27 points down? Is it the missing team member, Jane Taylor?
That obviously plays a factor, doesn't it? And the three players playing in different positions. It's been a bit of a change around. They're having to gel. I believe they are slowly gelling as a team throughout this game. When a team like Cardiff is playing as well and as fluently as they are in attack, and not missing any of their shots, and punishing Gloucester every opportunity, it's always going to be a tough old game. And 10 seconds left. Gloucester get a goal. Cardiff going to try and run this quickly.
There's
3
contact
seconds
there,
left, but
as Gloss with the ball back,
up.
and that is the half-time buzzer going. It's currently University of Gloucestershire 15, Cardiff University 41. First half, what were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's tough on UOG. I mean, I don't think they've personally been too bad. I mean, a lot of changes from last week and 2 weeks ago. You can tell they're struggling in defence. That Cardiff attack is just pretty much unstoppable at this stage. Attacking wise, they've been pretty good. They've been a little bit more patient. Sometimes that's worked, sometimes it hasn't. Sometimes they've been pretty quick in attack, and that's been more favourable. It's just trying to find what works for them in this game. But I think these next 2 quarters, this second half, they've just got to come out and try and win. They've just got to try and win the second half, win each quarter as it comes. But Cardiff just got to keep doing what they're doing, really. Their attack has just been fantastic. Defensively, they've been hustling at every opportunity, and it shows with the scoreboard.
This half-time, we have a bit of a longer break than we do during the normal quarters, so I think it's an excellent time to shout out the work that University of Gloucestershire and the netball team especially do with their charity connection of Footsteps. Footsteps are a charity that support those that are affected by fertility and pregnancy related issues. They've been going on for 10 years now. This year is their 10th year, and they're a local to Gloucester. The netball team 2 weeks ago set up a little fundraiser to put on with other UOG sports teams that included the volleyball team, the rugby league team, American football, rowing were there, dance as well. It was an excellent day, trying to raise money for an unbelievable charity. I think that is almost the core of what the University of Gloucestershire is. Look, our sports teams, we see a score at the moment, but it's much stronger than sometimes what's on the court.
Yeah, definitely. It shows, as you say, what UOG is all about. All these teams come together regardless of who plays what or what have you. They're all here supporting charity work. They're all fundraising for each other. They're all sat watching games, whether it be outside watching rugby union or inside watching netball. They're all here supporting their uni and their friends and the teams around them, which is really nice to see. And it makes the scoreline pretty much regardless, doesn't it? When you see the uni come together as it has done for this game and for charity work. So yeah, really nice to see, and it shows what this university is all about.
Going to have a lot more fundraisers over the course of this year and hopefully for years to come. But if you do want to, at this moment of time, whilst you're watching the live stream, maybe put a bit of money into donation, you can go to the UOG netball team on Instagram or onto the Footsteps Instagram page themselves, which is Footsteps Counselling Care. They have links there, both in their bios, that you can go and send a little bit of money to if you would like to. And I think it's an unbelievable charity that, you know, it can affect anyone and everyone in their personal lives. So it's an unbelievable work that University of Gloucestershire do. And I think it's a no-brainer to try and get involved.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, it does affect everyone, anyone's families. People are affected by it. So, as you say, a no-brainer to get involved and help and just donate a little bit of money, which will go a long way.
And if you are enjoying today's stream, we have 2 more coming up on the 7th of December at 3:30. UOG's 3rd team play against Cardiff's 5th team, so a bit of a rematch of today's game. And then also on the 14th of December at 4 o'clock, we have UOG's 1st team taking a main stage again as they play Exeter at Oxtall's campus. Again, Exeter have only played 4 games so far this season. They have won 2 of their games after a bit of a delayed start to their season.
You'll be interested to see how Exeter come out and play against Cardiff Met, especially after Cardiff Met's win last week against UOG. They'll be riding a high. It'll be interesting to see how that Exeter team do play with only 4 games played, because they've recorded 2 wins, I do believe, that is, from the 4 games played. So they could be best of the rest. We will find out from that Cardiff Met game. As you see, we've already had a result from the Hearts versus Bath game.
As the whistle has blown from the umpires, we just saw during that half-time period Cardiff in the huddle staying connected, and there Gloucestershire maybe having a bit more practice on the court, trying to maybe iron out a few of the kinks that we saw in the first half in both attack and defence.
Yeah, just go sharp during the break, perhaps, as you say, trying to iron out any mistakes they made in that first half. But their team is strong. Their team will stay together. They'll fight for each other, and they will not let their foot off the gas.
The umpire's blown its whistle, but there we go. About to say the scoreboard that reads 14-41 currently to Cardiff was not updated yet. As the University of Gloucestershire's battle cry is applauded by the fans that are still here inside Oxford's campus. Ready for the second half, which is underway now. 14-41 to Cardiff. A big task here for University of Gloucestershire to get back into it, but I'm sure they're going to do everything they can to get level and maybe even win this. And straight away, there is Tia Davies under the basket with the shot, and the first point of the second half is Gloucestershire's.
Yeah, nice start from Gloucestershire, setting the tone nicely with some intricate attacking plays, some probing passes. But again, this Cardiff attack is just so slick and smooth. As Amy Malloy, who's staying in at goal shooter with Cootie still on the bench. just misses, but brilliantly kept in.
Unbelievable to keep that in from the goal attack, but I think was that out?
She did keep it in. She finishes it off. That was fantastic play from Cardiff.
Unbelievable work from the goal attack. They are stretching over the line to keep the ball in and clawing it back into play. As Gloss have the ball uncontested. Onto this near hand side on the left corner. And I believe that'll be another uncontested throw for Gloss, which hits the brim. The shot doesn't go in, and Cardiff can now counter again.
Again, one of those long-range goal attempts that just doesn't bounce the way of Gloss. But after the UAG bench shout, lovely pressure, fortunate mistake. But again, Cardiff answering right back for their defence and their defensive work. And Imi Malloy under the basket. Oh, bounces the right way for her for a rebound, which she does not miss the second time around.
The one thing you can say about Cardiff is they've been excellent, and especially this transition from defence into attack. We've had 11 turnovers so far in this game, and almost every single one of them have turned into a basket for them. As Malloy under the basket again gets another point onto the scoreboard. I believe now the gap is 29 to Cardiff with 2.5 minutes of this first half. It's the third quarter, sorry, gone.
Yeah, as you were saying about their turnover, and then their goal, the goal shooting off of turnovers. It has been pretty substantial to their goal tally. They've been able to cash in on every single turnover pretty much. And that is a big reason as to why they are so far ahead.
See there, the gap now 30 points as Cardiff lead 15-45. Gloucester there, they're on the edge of the middle court, centre court, as they were trying to win the ball back. It just wasn't close enough as they get a point, and that's another bit of contact there as they get a grimace of pain from the Cardiff wing attack.
Yeah, a bit of grimace of pain, still cradling that hand. Thought might be a little bit of a Hollywood show to bite to the ref perhaps, but no, she is hurt.
Something
really
does not seem good
for
her.
She's in a bit of pain.
Let's hope that sorts itself out or isn't too serious. As currently it looks innocuous, but you know those are the injuries that could do the worst. Just a little collision, but yeah, as you say, innocuous injuries do turn out to be pretty dangerous. As again, the Cardiff attack that was so good in the first two quarters has now turned into some brilliant defence. Something that you do see on a few of the Cardiff players, they have got strapping on their hands as well. So I don't know if that's from previous injuries, but a few of them are walking around with straps on their hands. That shot there from Imi Malloy, it looked like it was going to go well over, but somehow just dipped in off the back rim into the net.
Yeah, she had the Midas touch there. Ball just floating in perfectly. There from UOG, they get a goal to claw back the deficit. They're down 47-16. And they will have the ball. Free pass from the sideline. Left it over and just missed. Tia Davies can't. And unfortunately,
as our commentary team have a bit of a battery change in both our microphones, it scores 16-47 to Cardiff as they go forward and have another uncontested shot from the edge of the goal scoring semicircle, and that's nice play to the wing attack. Quick, smart passing, finding space under the basket for another shot that goes into the basket for against Gloss. Lead now goes 32 for Cardiff.
Well broken up there from Gloss, but they've got the pass in. Very good defensive play from the girls.
Kept the ball there. I thought that was going to be a Cardiff ball,
Yeah,
but
me too.
But
nice surprise.
Fair play to our defence for winning the ball back and playing on this near hand side now. A few decent passes and space made from the centre up to Tia Davies, who finishes nicely into the basket.
Do have to say, Tia Davies moving from goalkeeper to goal shooter today. She has been fantastic. She has been the source of most of the goals for the UOG girls. She's been very handy up there, causing problems, finding space, acquitting herself very nicely in her new role today.
Obviously, Gloucestershire missing Jane Taylor today. Jess Knock was excellent 2 weeks ago as well, and we needed an extra person to put the pressure on the opposition's back line. Tia Davies, who is unbelievable how you can go from the end of one end of the pitch straight to the other end of the court in a week's difference, but she's proving her worth to this team. As another turnover is won by Gloss.
As you were saying about Jess Knock, who played very well 2 weeks ago, along with Jane Taylor. Jess Knock last week against Cardiff Met in that 65-28 loss to Cardiff Met was the player of the game for Gloss. So she has been she's been someone to lean on for the Gloss girls, and again she's been very good creating and scoring goals. Cardiff get the ball back.
Attack now. Sorry, Alec.
No, that's what I do. Just getting the ball back from a wry pass from the UAG girls, and they are under the basket again.
That's another one. Whether she's under the basket or celebrating the baskets, we can just say that Nancy Cootie is very loud and expressive on this sideline. Yeah,
you can tell she has a huge part of this, whether it's on court, on court, scoring and shooting, whether it's off court, supporting her teammates. She is always there. She's standing up to my right and your right, giving as much support as possible. But again, Tia Davies again acquitting herself nicely in that role, and with another goal.
All teams need strong characters, and I think Cardiff have definitely found one in Nancy Cootie. Look, Gloucestershire is full of them. Full of
definitely
strong and brave players on this court at the moment, as the score does not reflect that at the moment, sadly.
No, scoreboards are always tough, especially in Bucks, especially in Bucks play. Gloss have had their struggles. I mean, last week, the team last week is not the same as it was this week, with a lot of changes, and you can tell they have been struggling for a bit of rhythm. But coming up against a team like Cardiff in the form they're in today, at least they've been pretty much unstoppable, as they extend their lead to 32 goals now and lead 52-20 with 6:15 left in this third quarter.
It's been a clinical showing so far from Cardiff, whether it is Nancy Cootie or Imi Malloy under the basket, as there is, as I say, a miss. But the rebound goes in. It's been unapologetic how they've just, every time they go forward there's a basket, and the transitions from defence into attack, it's catching Gloss off guard a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when you see that it's 5th versus 6th, maybe you don't expect Cardiff to be as clinical as they've been today. Maybe it's come a little bit of a shock. I didn't think they'd be as clinical as they have been. They've been pretty much unstoppable. You wouldn't think they'd be 5th out of 6th in this league if you showed them the game today. So, testament to Cardiff and the way they've played today, definitely.
Just looking at their score so far this season, they have scored 40, 28, 43, 35, 60, 45 and 32. That 60 was the win against Gloss this season. Already on 54 with over 20 minutes of the game left to play. I think that we're going to see them break their highest score. It's a bit of a shame so far. Obviously, 5 minutes of this third quarter to play, that it's not as tight as we thought it could have been this game. But that's credit to Cardiff so far, with unbelievable work, and someone else who's done unbelievable work in this game is Tia Davies, with a massive smile on her face there.
Yeah, no, as I say, I think she's been fantastic in the way she's played, especially moving from one position to the other. and scoring with the success she's had. I was going to say, I think this has been Gloucester's most successful quarter out of the three so far. They've been moving the ball nicely, finding a bit more space, and scoring with a bit more freedom. Lovely play there. He's just not under the basket, just undercooks it. Rebounds it though. She doesn't miss a second time round.
Without being too negative, I think a lot of people will agree that maybe the game might be gone for Gloucester. A bit of pride into the scoreline. The scoreline, as I keep saying, is not reflecting what we're seeing on the pitch, the court at the moment. So maybe this 32-point lead at the moment. Maybe just pull it back a little bit more. And
I think they just carry on playing the way they're playing. I mean, they aren't doing too much wrong. Playing well. They're playing well in attack. They've been scoring with a bit more freedom. Just one or two awry passes. But in defence, you can't really stop this Cardiff machine at the moment. It's a well-drilled, well-oiled machine. Again, Tia Davies, freedom, and another goal. That is, I believe, 8 goals, I beg your pardon, in this quarter.
as the ball rolls over to us. Go on, Matt.
Nice.
Boring netball player I am.
Sign him up.
I can add a little bit of height into this team that's needed.
Again, look at the play from Cardiff around the D. Has been fantastic, and they've finished that nicely.
Maybe a bit of speculation about that point. There was a Gloucester player on the floor, but I think
the refs waving that away.
I mean, you can still see smiles on everyone's faces on this Gloucester team. So clearly, they got the mental strength and you know, understanding and knowledge that there's sometimes happens in games.
Yeah, everyone's just happy to be here, happy to be playing. I mean, especially after COVID, some people have. This is their first year of playing, and their third or fourth year of uni, so they're just happy to be out here, finally playing some Bucks games. So yeah, they're all really happy to be here. As we're counting down this third quarter, 2:06, 2:05 left.
You just touched on that there. It is great to see. It's great to see the fans back inside sporting arenas everywhere, especially at uni sports. I think having people that they know on the sidelines and cheering on university itself is great, because it was almost, I don't want to say dull, but you could see there was just didn't feel right a few years ago when COVID was going on.
It's definitely part of the uni experience to have fans and friends supporting the teams and clubs from different unis. It's always something. It's something that a lot of people missed during COVID, and it's something that people took for granted before it, and now they are very happy to have it back.
Great to see. Obviously, got a bit of a bumper crowd compared to 2 weeks ago, as no other netball teams are playing. I will run through the scores from last week's games if you are interested. Obviously, the first team did lose 28-65 to Cardiff Metropolitan Uni. The second team lost 22-46 to Swansea's second team. Our third team lost 16-76 to Cardiff Met's fourth team. But the fourth team bringing a bit of luck to us here with a 48-37 win against Bath Spa's second team, which is great for them. Obviously, I haven't seen the table so far yet for our other teams, but hopefully, as we are here in 2 weeks' time for the third team, we'll have a bit more of a wider understanding of everything that isn't our first team.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see that having 4 teams here in such a small uni that UOG is, and nice to see they are getting some wins against teams like Bath Spa.
Look, we've got a strong team. Obviously, in our first team, we've had 2 players that last summer went away to the England University netball team. But as for 10 seconds of this third quarter left, we have a lot of the Cardiff players behind us at the moment, cheering them on the feet.
As the clock winds down, one more goal.
The last action of that third quarter was another basket for Cardiff, as the score is 25-59 to Cardiff. Here at Oxtals on UOG Sport TV's live stream. Again, as I've said, if you are enjoying these live streams, we've got 2 more coming up on the 7th of December as the UOG thirds play the Cardiff 5th team, and on 14th of December the first team back in action against Exeter's first. Hopefully we'll have a few more live streams in the new year, maybe in a few other sports.
Yeah, especially as varsity's coming around very quickly too. There'll be a plethora of live streams for all games that are taking place for varsity. So that's always something that UOG especially look forward to and pride themselves on, and something that this netball team, especially rugby union that are playing today, American football that I play for, they'll all be counting down the days waiting for varsity. And I'm sure film production and commentary crews as well will be involved. We'll be looking forward to that. Brings the whole of the uni together.
Good point to touch on. I've got to say thank you if you're watching at home or just at the uni as well. I believe it's first years on the TV production team who've set up these live streams with the help of Jeremy and Ivor as well. Excellent work from these two. Both games so far.
Yeah, they did a brilliant job 2 weeks ago. Haven't put a foot wrong today as well. Made our jobs pretty easy.
I think we've got one of the best jobs in the world. Just being able to watch sport and talking about it is any person's dream.
Yeah, definitely. We are living a very good life and very enjoyable.
Okay, that's a testament to the university as a whole. Again, doing a bit more advertising for the university. If you're thinking about coming here next year, there's a load of range of courses on, and if this is something that you are interested in, TV production, commentary, even playing sport, then UOG is an unbelievable place to go. Many campuses around Gloucestershire and Cheltenham. It's just safe. It's a brilliant place. Say this again. The technology available to anyone here, unbelievable. Our kit store is great. The cameras that we have today, all owned by the uni as well. It's a brilliant place to come. So if you are thinking about having Gloucestershire on the University of Gloucestershire on one of your options for next year, I can't say anything more to make you put them as top.
I concur with everything you just said, and especially the people that come to this uni and the places, Cheltenham and Gloucester. They are two lovely places in the United Kingdom, and as I say, I would not change this, not change being at this uni for the world.
As the official has just blown the whistle for the start of the 4th and final quarter here. We do start at 25-59 to Cardiff. And Cardiff looking with Nancy Cootie back on the pitch after a bit of a break during the 3rd quarter. Looking to end the game strongly for her side, but Gloucestershire looking to try and get back into this. The respect on the scoreline is still in stake with the lead at 34 at the moment. There's a bit of contact there for a unchallenged ball to Gloucester.
Yeah, I believe that Amy Malloy has checked out of the game for Nancy Cootie. I mean, it's not a bad substitution, isn't it? I mean, Cootie for the first quarter and a half was scoring goals for fun, and then Amy Malloy came in and she did pretty much the same. But a turnover there for Gloucester, as you can tell by the noise. It's getting quite noisy in here, especially for the home team.
It's great to see.
Backed up by a raucous away bench as well.
It's great to see all 6 teams in the Premier South Division playing today. Obviously here at Oxtalls we have Gloucestershire versus Cardiff, 25-29. Earlier we saw Bath come from behind at half-time to beat Hertfordshire in a top-of-the-table clash, which has made Bath win 8 out of their 8 games so far this season, and clearly a step above. And currently at the end of the 2nd quarter in the Exeter versus Cardiff Met match, Cardiff Met are 41-14 up, which is, I think some of us would see a bit surprising.
Yeah, it's a middle-of-the-table clash there in this league, but I wasn't expecting it to be that big of a margin, especially from Exeter's point of view and Cardiff Met's point of view. So Cardiff Met really showing they are the best of the rest and challenging Hertfordshire now, and they'll be raring to go for that game against Hearts.
Nancy Cootie with her first shot of the 3rd quarter.
What a fantastic shot. I mean, she shows she can do it under the basket, and then from quite a range she can put it in with ease. Again.
Found again. First 2 quarters she terrorises Gloucestershire team, and she's come back on for this final one for fourth and final quarter, and she's back at it again, just proving her skill and quality.
Yeah, there's not a lot that can be done to stop that, is there? I mean,
bit of a starfish attempt to block the ball there from the goal attack, who's, I think, maybe getting in a word into the ear of the Gloucestershire player there, as Tia Davies misses the shot.
just wanted just knock though. Davies gets the ball back. Can she revenge the miss? Yes, she can. And that is 28 points. 28, no, 27.
Good interception there from the Gloucester goal defence. Shame couldn't keep it in. She was very close to keeping it in on that far hand side in front of
it was nicely tipped. Just couldn't wrap it round. Just couldn't grab it.
Quick shout out to the Cardiff, the Cardiff coach today who gave me the team sheet and the positions. Obviously, if you were watching 2 weeks ago, we didn't understand or know any of the Hertfordshire players, so you're just trying to say the positions. But it's great to see, you know, working in harmony with this commentary team.
Now we are very thankful for the Cardiff bench and coach for their willingness to give us the team names and make our lives even more easier. As Tia Davies again
Caught the ball from behind her head. They're stretching backwards and able to muster up. May have missed the first shot, but the basket still none the same.
Yeah, she's been pretty flawless in her new position. She has been very good as she again adds to her goal tally for this game, and UAG add to their tally of now 29 goals.
Through the legs there from Nancy Cootie, trying to be a bit too cute there as she loses the ball. That's
innovative play, but just couldn't find a way. Lovely play there from UOG, and they're finishing this game off really strongly here. So the crowd is getting up.
The highest amount of points that Gloucester have scored so far in this Buck season was 39 2 weeks ago against Hertfordshire. With just over 10 minutes of the game remaining, surely there's got to be at least 10 chances to extend that.
They're definitely going to run it close here. Which again is they're building on every game, especially with the changes that we've mentioned it before. The changes this team's come under.
Tia Davies' attack and defence there, getting the interception and turnover for Gloucester.
Yeah, showing her goalkeeping skills there. So she shows she can do it all. A lovely finish there again. Start into that tally.
If you look at the scoreline with a 30-point difference, I think there's one thing that you can easily say is that the clinical attack of Cardiff, and especially this woman on the ball, as she gets another basket. Nancy Cootie, unbelievable. Cardiff with what, 51 minutes on the played. They've only missed 2 shots that haven't ended up in a rebound goal.
Yeah, I think that's been the difference, really, hasn't it? It's just been Cardiff's quality in attack. Defensively, they've been pretty good, as have UOG. UOG have been pretty good in defence, but they've just been unable to stop Nancy Cootie and that Cardiff speed in attack.
The official has just blown there, given the T signal. Normally that means a timeout in other sports. Interesting to see what this is.
I think it might have been a timeout. I don't know. They had to go a long way to get that ball. But again, the technicality that Cardiff are showing. A miss from Nancy Cootie. Brilliantly kept it again. That's 2 times now that they've revived the ball from a seemingly dead situation. Just again showing their attacking quality, and UAG just not a match for the quality. But brilliantly broken up by UOG.
Sadly, it has come out to be a Cardiff ball, but more good defensive work there by Gloss.
There's that woman again, Nancy Cootie, not missing those.
Look, as much as we love the Bucks fixtures and the Bucks league, we've got a cup competition still to go through. That was decent for Gloucester last season, but varsity in the new year is almost the main thing here. Obviously, maybe not for some of the players on the court, but I know a lot of these fans care a lot about varsity up against Gloucestershire, which obviously Gloucester do have the bragging rights from last year's victory. And if we look here with 7 minutes 40 on the clock, we've got a 31-64 game at the moment in the way of Cardiff. But a good breakaway here from Ross. And the umpire, the official there has called time on something, as Tia Davies will have a nice shot there.
Adding to that tally, adding to her goal tally very nicely indeed.
Might have to have a word with the official at full time. See what that is. As an attack goes afray there for Cardiff on the first in this game entirely. As Gloss try to break away here onto this near side with the centre. Into the corner. And Tia Davies just having the ball nipped away from her at the final pass there.
But again, I think it's been a really good fourth quarter. I think it's been the best from UOG. I think they've improved as the game's gone on. Their goal scoring has been very good, and Tia Davies again adding to her tally. Played some really nice netball with 6:20 left.
Excellent work there on the handling. May have missed the first one, but is able to revive and get the second ball, but has been lost, and Cardiff can come forward. Going near and then up to Nansakuti, jumps and towers the current goalkeeper.
It has been their formula for attack, and it has worked to great avail.
Just a little check of the ankle there for the Gloss goal defence. Took a little tumble around the half, on the half court, but seemingly is okay now.
Gloss moving ball back into the centre of the court, up to Tia Davies, and nicely done. Time out called as Gloss make a couple of changes. But again, Tia Davies again, fantastic under the baskets.
I think something that has to be said about today's game, obviously, I think the margin might be a tiny bit bigger than it was against Hertfordshire, but this Gloss team have battled into the fourth quarter that maybe we've seen them run out of steam 2 weeks ago, that this team is definitely, as we've seen, probably the stronger team in the opening 7 minutes of this fourth quarter.
They've been able to battle brilliantly, and really they've been able to progress as the game's gone on, getting better and better, which is something that couldn't have been said a couple of weeks ago, unfortunately. So they'll be very pleased to see that come through. Nicely broken up by Cardiff, but get it back.
Tia Davies here with the chance to move her score probably well into the 20s now, surely. Look, turnovers in this game is, we saw it was crucial quarter against Hertfordshire, but Gloucestershire have turned over the ball 9 times and Cardiff 12, so there hasn't been too much in that. It's been the ruthlessness in attack for Cardiff that's been their mission so far in this game. Just under 4 minutes left.
Yeah, that's been their go-to, and that's why they lead by 33 at the moment with 3:45 left. They've just been the better team going forward. Gloss have had their moments going forward, but it's just been no match for this Cardiff machine. They've been playing some fantastic netball.
As good as the defence for Glos is, you almost worry every time Cardiff get the ball in the offensive third, because you know under the basket you've got an unbelievable Nancy Cootie or Imi Malloy who can put the baskets away quite easily.
I mean, it's her shooting has been fantastic, but it's being able to throw up like that, going over the top and just catching it with ease. That has just been fantastic, and it's just been a recipe for success. A couple of substitutions though for Cardiff here.
For the final 3 minutes, as the clock stops. For 3 minutes on the clock left, as 2 changes for Cardiff. 1 in position, 1 off the bench. It's great to see. I think that I said about Glos taking this deep into the game, and one thing that has definitely come about from that is the fact that there's 3 on the bench today. So the regular one, I don't think anyone today in this Glos team have done themselves hard done by, really. I think all excellent, and it's just unlucky to come up against such a formulaic Cardiff team.
They've all played their hearts out, everyone, including the 3 players on the bench. As you say, that has definitely been a key to keeping this team fresh, keeping this team going. Brilliant turnover there. I mean, they're keeping this hustle up throughout the 4th quarter, so it's really nice to see. This has been some really good netball from UAG. This is something I'm sure that their coaches will be really happy to see. They've been able to claw the deficit back to, even though they've conceded 70 from this brilliant Cardiff attack, they've been able to score 37, just 3 away from their highest scoring game.
With just another 2 minutes of the game left, I will run you through some of the results in the Premier Southern Division, as all 6 teams were in contest today. Obviously here we got Glos 37, Cardiff 71. Currently playing as well, just at the end of almost near the end of the game, over at Cardiff Met. It is 25-59, that's Cardiff Met leading. And earlier at the top of the table clash, Bath came from behind at half-time to beat Hertfordshire by a decent score. It was a very, very, very tight game there.
Yeah, very close game. Those 2 showing they are pretty even match for each other. Nice turnover for UAG there.
So I think if I do my maths correctly, top of the table will still be Bath with 24 points now. Hearts second with 15. Cardiff Met go to 10 points if they keep their lead to the final. Cardiff will go from 4th to 5th because their win here on 7 points above Exeter, and Glos still bottom of the table with 0 points with 7 games played.
Yeah, as the clock winds down into the final minute, Glos have definitely done themselves proud in this 4th quarter. It's been their best netball. They've just come up against the better team. That Cardiff have just been formidable. But as we come down to 30 seconds, Glos, they'll be happy with their progress they've made. I think they are still making progress with just as good as performances against Hertfordshire.
With just under 30 seconds of the match remaining, Tia Davies going to have possibly her final chance on goal. No, she passes it, and the ball is won as Glos with 12 seconds of the game left. Oh, the ball's been given to Cardiff, and that with 6, the fans are on. Well, I say the fans. The Cardiff team up on their feet already, ready to celebrate. And that's full time. Full time here at Oxtal Sports Park in the Premier South Division Netball League. It's 37-72 to Cardiff. Ollie, not the best result here for Glos today, but positives have we seen in the play?
Oh, I think as we were saying just to the end of that game, they were going on an upward trajectory. Oh, I can't say that word. Trajectory. There we go. Throughout the whole game, I think they played their best netball from the 4th quarter, and I think they played some really positive attacking play. Defensively, they played pretty well. Still a lot to take from it. They just came up against possibly the best attacking team I've seen. Definitely better than Hertfordshire 2 weeks ago, scoring 72 points on a pretty good Gloucestershire team. So a lot to take from it, and they're looking forward to their next game. against Exeter.
As you wrap up there, Ollie, I think you're going to go and get a player for us to speak to in a second. Or do we want to? This is a good question. I can run over and get a player if you wanted to. I don't. Yep.
So I believe Matt is going to go on his way, try and find someone to interview after Gloucester's 7th loss of the season, unfortunately. But as I say, it's been a pretty good. It was a good showing from the girls as they are in the huddle now. Matt on his way to try and find someone. And the girls doing themselves proud, playing some of their best netball this Bucks season, especially in that 4th quarter. Tia Davies, I think, starred for the Gloss girls today in a new position for her, playing her best netball. A debrief from their coach. Sure, she'll be happy with some of the netball played by her team. A lot of positives to take from it, and a lot of positives to take into the next game against Exeter on the 30th of November. But Matt's still milling around, waiting for an interviewer as they are still being debriefed. As we said, got a lot to look forward to on UOG Sport TV. 7th of December, UOG 3rd netball team going up against the Cardiff 5th team at 3:30, and the 14th of December we are back with the UOG 1s versus the Exeter 1s at 4 o'clock. Both games happening here at Plot Court. As Matt is trying to find someone to interview. And he has found someone.
Sorry,
Millie.
Millie. Yes. Good. Which camera are we on?
So Matt, I believe you have someone to interview.
Yeah, I'm here with Millie. Obviously, full time here wasn't the best result for Gloss, but how do you think that went on the court?
I think, well, first half we weren't as clinical as we were in the second. I think error rate was just sky high, so that kind of lost us the game today. Everyone put 110% out on the court, so whatever's there is left out on court now. So it's quite good.
Obviously, you said the first half wasn't probably the best from Gloss.
Yeah.
That second quarter, the final quarter was a lot better than what we saw earlier in the game.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a testament to having a few more members on the bench as well? Because we've seen only one member on the bench throughout this season already.
Yeah, definitely. I think the amount of support that we get throughout the season, especially on the bench, is very limited. So when we do have them players, it makes a lot of difference, and it just makes the time so much better as well.
And personally, how do you think your performance out there was?
Well, debut at centre, not too bad to be fair. Yeah, not bad.
How difficult is it when there's a few changes around in player position?
Well, it depends, because I play with a lot of these girls in different positions anyway, so it's quite easy just to gel. But that last, 7, that was the best one we've had, so yeah.
Obviously, looking forward to 2 weeks' time against, I believe it's Cardiff.
Yeah.
Met? Or
No, it's, I believe it's Exeter.
Exeter.
Yeah.
What do you think you can take from this game forward?
Just working on error rate. We just need to try and get the error rate down. Apart from that, I think everything's going to go well.
One last question. What was said in that full-time huddle there from the coach?
Basically just our own errors. Yeah, there was bits of outstanding play, there was bits of not so great, but all in all, I think we can take a lot from this game today and just work on it well.
Thank you very much, Millie. Enjoy your evening.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers. Well, there we have it. Full-time here at Oxtel Sports Park. It has been 37-72 to Cardiff University. That's all we have time for. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time for Cardiff 3rd team against the Union Gloucester 3rd team against Cardiff 5th team. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.